If you are scrolling on your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, and you see a meme that reminds you of someone, click that little arrow button and send it and say, this made me think of you, laugh emoji.
So you want to make an impact. You're thinking about starting a business, sharing your voice. How do women do it that handle motherhood, family, and still chase after those dreams? Well, listen each week as we dive into the stories of women who know. This is Call Me CEO.
Hey, everybody. It is our last Friendship Friday before Friends and Favorites Night. So holy cow, this month has flown by so fast. And I can't believe that our event is in less than a week. It is next Thursday, October 14th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Kaysville space. Here comes Camille. I am getting so excited for Friends and Favorites Night. It's going to be such a blast. And there she is, Camille. So I was just telling everybody, we are less than a week away from Friends and Favorites Night.
So excited. I am so, yes.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait. So I was just giving the details. If you don't have your ticket already, you can go to jessielarson.com/friends-night. I was like, what is the thing? Tickets are $20. You can go on there right now. It's at the Kaysville space, Thursday, October 14th from 7 to 9 p.m. I cannot wait to see all of you there and hug you and see what your favorites are and give you all cool, awesome favorite things. So
yeah. And if you're popping in right now, do know that we are giving away a ticket today on this live. So depending on how things go and how many people actually see, you might have to do the giveaway part later. So if you're not watching it live, that chances are it's hard to get live, but
yes,
we give away a ticket today. So if you are local and you're like, I want to go to this, but I'm feeling kind of nervous, or I don't know, I'm not sure, we want to encourage you by giving you a free ticket.
a free ticket. And you know what? I think we should actually do 2 free tickets. What do you say?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Bring a friend, because
yes,
over the hump, it's like, I'm not sure, but if we're going to give away a ticket and you can bring a friend today. So Jessie, how are we going to give away that ticket?
I love that. Well, actually, while you were being super fitnessy and getting your workout on today, I sat in my bed with my laptop and made a little post to throw up to give away. So after this live, we'll go ahead and we'll both post a post on our Instagram that's a giveaway post that you guys can tag and share and enter there. So
perfect.
Look for it after the live.
That sounds good.
I figured that was easier than trying to get the people on here. So
yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. Okay. So with Friends and Favorites, we've had different topics that we've talked about, and we didn't really coordinate on this. So see, I'm going to surprise Camille with what I want to talk about today. But I know one of the big things is, as moms and as we grow up, that fitting in that time to have friends is a little bit, it's one of the blocks, right? It's one of the excuses that we have. So I want to talk about that, about the ways that we can get over that mental block of we don't have time for friends, and little ways that we can make time and have it not be like these big extravagant things. It's not going to be like when we were teenagers where we stay out till midnight driving around with our bestie and listening to music. I mean, that actually does sound really amazing, but we're moms now and we've got to be a little bit more creative and a little bit more intentional. So making time for friends and how we can do that.
I love it. I think we should give examples from our own lives of when we've had success with that.
Yeah. You go.
Okay, I mean, not all experiences are like this, but one of my favorite ways to develop a relationship is do friendship calls when I'm driving. And I don't get a ton of alone time in the car, but it happens enough that there are people in my life that I know, either if I'm getting a lot of like laundry done or like, stuff around the house that maybe you don't need to be right answering anyone's questions, or if you're in the car driving, but I make a specific effort to make friendship calls. And I think that this is something that we often think, oh, we have to get together. We have to be together to establish a relationship, or we have to be doing something super fun, and that's not the case. I think more often than not, we as humans need people and we need conversation. And so making a priority of picking up the phone and calling a friend, or using Marco Polo, which is a face app, kind of like a walkie-talkie, but through conversation, that I love. And really user friendly if you have little kids at home and you can't be on a phone call and you need to be more like when you have little spurts of time. Those
Yes.
ways that I think, yeah, we use that all the time. We'll use phone calls or we'll use Marco Polo like we did this morning. And sometimes you get to a point where we're like, oh, we're both here. Let's talk on the phone. But I think effort to make conversations and create that connection is one of the best ways to make friendship happen.
That's awesome. And I love that. And I did a poll either last week or 2 weeks ago. It was just kind of some friendship questions. And I asked, are you a talker or are you a texter? And majority was texters. It was like 90% to 10%. And I'll tell you what, I'm definitely a texter. And when me and Camille, when we started being friends, I remember you would call me on the phone and I was like, why is she calling me on the phone? Like, and Connor was like, why is she calling you on the phone? Because I was not a phone call person at all. And so that was really funny, but I feel like that like helped jumpstart our friendship a little bit more when I got on the phone with you. And it wasn't that I needed to set aside all of this time, but as we were both driving, we're moms, we're driving to and from all these different places. And it was just, hey, I've got a quick 5 minutes. Let's chat really fast. And I love that. But it definitely was like, at first, if you're not a caller, if you're not a talker on the phone, I really was like, why is she calling me? Like, and I'd hit the red button as you do. And then you're like, text me. Why are you calling me? So if calling weirds you out, it's okay. It's just because you haven't done it a lot. But now I talk on the phone all the time. And I really do find it like, I love talking on the phone now. So thanks for like opening my world that.
You're welcome. I still have friends I know will not answer the phone. Like I have a friend across, well, I shouldn't say where she lives because maybe she is watching, but she is her by a mile. Like she would rather text. She doesn't want to talk on the phone. And it's really funny because I'll just leave a message that says, hey, I'm thinking about you. And then I'll text her because I know that she doesn't like to pick up the phone and that's okay. And then with my sister, she's funny too, because she's really hard to get a hold of. And like a norm for me is I will call her twice, 2 times in a row. And if she doesn't pick up, then I know she really can't talk. If it's an emergency, like I need to talk to her, then I call 3 or 4 times. But like something. But if I'm like, I really need to talk to you. Otherwise, like average for her is 2 calls. So I think with your friends, you just kind of feel it out and you know who texts and who likes to call and who you need to call 4 times. Honestly, if I didn't call my sister more, we would probably hardly ever talk because she's so busy. And she and my mom are so similar that they typically don't call each other because they're more in that way. And so they'll ask me sometimes like, well, I never talked to Janae. How's she doing? Or Janae will say, how's mom? I haven't talked to her. And I'm like, pick up the phone.
Just call.
They know that I really make that effort to call. And it's not that it's bad. It's just you need to develop that practice and it gets easier.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that so much. And also, I'm always saying like, get a little bit outside your comfort zone, do something that makes you a little bit uncomfortable. So put that on there. If you're not a caller, maybe try calling. But that's why I love Marco Polo. It's kind of that like in the middle where, like you said, it's like walkie-talkie. So it's not like FaceTime where you have to be on there together, but you can still have that like verbal talking and not just through chat or through text or whatever. So I love those 2 suggestions. Thanks. Okay, something that I was thinking about that's easy. Like you said, we always think that we need to get together. We need to have a girls' night. We need to have a book club or a bunko and all of these things. And it's like, I can't commit to that. And it can feel like a lot. And so start like way smaller. Hi, that's like what I'm all about is like the smallest thing you can do. If you are scrolling on your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, and you see a meme that reminds you of someone, click that little arrow button and send it and say, this made me think of you, laugh emoji. You know what I mean? Like it's just these little touches of contact that you can have where it's like, oh, thanks. I can't tell you how many friendships have developed over like little tiny things like that, where you just know like, oh, that person knows something about me. They thought about me and they were intentional about sending it to me. So it might seem like the simplest thing, sending a meme, but the behind like what that actually means to a person is so much bigger than like just sending a meme,
I agree. It also helps creators like us who need those tags. And
yes.
You tag a friend and say, hey, this made me think of you. And there's a conversation that starts. I love when people do that on my account because it shows me that they appreciate the work I put into putting something out there. And it brings in friendships where there's like fun, organic conversations that happen. And it really means a lot to the creator and the person sharing that information with you. So just a side note, I'm like, that's like showing your creator friend that you like them, that you appreciate what they do. So added bonus, you do that.
Totally. It's just putting some more like good juju out in the world, right? I love that. Kay, do you have another tip?
I think another tip would be a lot of times, I know, especially when my kids were a lot younger, I felt guilt for leaving my husband when he was home. And a lot of times I would think, well, I have been home with kids all day now. He gets a chance to be home with kids, but he's tired too. I would feel guilty to leave, or I would feel guilty that I want to go out, or even like to go work out at night, or whatever it is. And pretty early on in my marriage, not early on. It was probably after I had like 2 or 3 kids. So we'd been married like, I don't know, a decade or something. And I need a night that I can go. And typically for me, it was like I went and did a workout class, which was beneficial in many ways for my mental health, but it also was getting out and doing things with people that like to do things I did. So sometimes it was a bunko night. That was rare. More often it was like a night that I went out and worked out. And I think that was something that through periods of our lives that's been more consistent than others. But especially when you have little ones at home, and if you are at home all day, it is really important for you to go outside of your house and feel like a human, like an independent human that doesn't have to carry other little people everywhere you go. Yes. And that can be difficult to navigate that. But I think if you have a real heart to heart with your partner about needing that for your physical, mental state, and also for those relationships that you can form outside home, it's a really important factor of mental health.
Yes. Oh gosh, I love that so much. You don't exist just to make life easier for other people. You exist to enjoy your life too. And I think that that's really, really important. Okay, so I'll share my other tip. Like I just said, I don't think that you need to have these big things. I like the little touches. I like the phone calls, the texts, the sending of the things that remind you of whatever. And now I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go to the opposite end of the spectrum and say that I think if you can take the time to plan something like our event that we have on Thursday, that it's on the calendar. You treat it the same way that you would treat a doctor's appointment, a kid's well check, a meeting with your school, whatever. Like you schedule in that time. And I'm not saying you need one every single week or even every single month, like once a quarter even. It's like when you schedule a vacation and you've got a vacation 8 months out, but you're looking forward to that. You know you've got that vacation coming. And it's even in the anticipation. Science says actually that you are happiest. I will find the study. Like at the peak of the anticipation before like a vacation or an event or something like that. So if you know, hey, in 2 weeks, I've got a girls' night out, or I'm going to this event, or I'm going to be meeting new people, then you are happy leading up to that because that anticipation is filling your cup. And so while I don't think that you always need to have these big night outs, I do think that they are important for you to say, hey, I'm putting myself on the schedule. I'm scheduling it out. Therefore, I've got the time. I can, have everything in place. I can have the babysitter or the husband or the partner or whatever home so that I can take this night out for me. So add in your little touches, but also schedule the big things every so often so that you've got something to look forward to. It's on the schedule and your brain knows, hey, I'm important. I'm making time for me and I'm making time for others.
I love that. I love that so much. And anticipation for me is a big part of pushing through those really hard days when you're feeling like you have no gas left in your tank and that you're giving. But then you can think, oh, but I have this event coming up, or I'm going on this vacation, or I'm having this girls' night out, like we're going to have. And we want that for you. We want you to feel that excitement and that anticipation to take time for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that so much. So any other tip, or should we wrap this one up?
I think this is good. I think we can nice and sweet and short. And just to say again, don't stop you. Many of the people who have bought tickets are coming alone. So if you're thinking, oh, I wanted to go, but Susan couldn't come with me, or whoever, we are your friends. Like, come and hang out with us and know that so many people are in that exact same scenario where they are feeling the same thing.
Yes. Yeah. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that, like, I don't want to show up alone. I don't want to show up alone. Hi. Like, I will be there to be your like best, like, hello, you're here. I'm hugging you. Unless you don't want to be hugged, and then I won't hug you, but come, like, don't let that hold you back. Please come. I'm so excited to meet you, to hang out with you, and for you to just have fun and meet some people. And then, of course, give away our amazing swag bags. We're starting to put them together, and it's so much fun. I'm so grateful for all of the companies and brands that have supported us. In the giveaway post that I will be posting later, I have, if you swipe, you can see a list of all of the people that have donated and are sponsoring the event. And I'll tag them all. You can go give them some love as well. But thank you for tuning in every single week for Friends and Favorites. It's been so fun.
It's been so fun. And remember, on top of all of it, be your own best friend. I know that we're talking a lot about making friends, but start with you. Do something for yourself today that is taking yourself and loving yourself and treating yourself as a priority. And I think that that is one of the best first steps of creating good relationships. The best relationship when a whole person comes into contact with another whole person and you lift each other up. And so that starts with you, like loving yourself. And I really believe in that.
Oh, I love it. What a good note to end on. You are beautiful. Every one of you listening, I love you. Do something for yourself today and make that thing go buying a ticket. All right. Have a good Friday, everybody.
Bye.
Hey CEOs, thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you found this episode inspiring or helpful, please let me know in a comment and a 5-star review. You could have the chance of being a featured review on an upcoming episode. Continue the conversation on Instagram at Call Me CEO Podcast. And remember, you are the boss. Over the last 10 years, my life has been greatly blessed by being able to work as a stay-at-home mom to help us pay down debt and also have more financial independence to do things we like vacationing and having fun activities for the kids. A question I get asked a lot is, how can I too create my own at-home business? And after racking my mind for quite a long time, I decided that a virtual assistant business is where it's at right now. There are so many ways to be a successful virtual assistant, and this is something that I wanted to help other moms be able to do. And that is why I created the 60 Days to VA program. And it has been so wonderful to see these women who had no previous experience be able to create a business of their own with clients and success. I have a recent graduate, Rachel, who says, "I can't believe how much I learned in only 7 weeks. When I started the course, I learned how to do administrative work that I found online, to have my own LLC, beautiful website, knowledge of how to properly market myself on any platform, and the ability to use my different business programs. I feel so professional and confident to take on new clients. I would highly recommend this course to anyone who is thinking about joining. The live sessions with Camille and other experts are worth the investment alone. You will complete the course with all the tools and resources you need to be your own boss, make additional income for your family, and really feel confident in the value you add to the business world. I want this for all of you, and I can tell you that this is the kind of confidence that will come to you as well when you take my virtual assistant course. If you are interested, go to camillewalker.co/VA. Again, that's camillewalker.co/VA.